And now we must look and gaze upon the future to update 4. We touched on the last show, restaurants.
That's right.
That were coming back. So do you want to talk a little bit about the restaurants?
That's right. We're bringing restaurants to Planet Coaster 2. So you have the ability to put down restaurant kitchens and then connect up tables and build nice little eating areas for your guests. And we're going to use a live version of the game. It's work in progress.
Still hot off the press.
We're still working on it, trying to get it ready for release for next month. And we're going to demo what we've been working on.
And I know you put the work in progress, but I do want to stress this is literally a working build. So there's stuff in here. If they'll go wrong, you see things that are a bit weird.
This is a full-on development build.
This is a development build.
This is fresh out of the oven.
May not be wholly reflective of what will be delivered to players as part of Update 4, but is, say, work in progress. So it's something we want to go through. So, Adam, restaurant kitchens.
What I have here is a blueprint that was made by our art director, Dean, who has put a lovely little restaurant together. I've taken some bits out because I'm going to walk you through the kind of process of how you put it all together, connect everything up, and then have this restaurant. This blueprint will be provided in Update 4 as well. And we're looking at perhaps providing some other themed blueprints as well.
Cool.
So look out for them. It'll be nice and easy just to plonk it down in your park, and you can get on with it. Or, of course, you can
handcraft it
from the very beginning. So if I go to custom and then the new restaurants tab, we now have our new restaurant kitchen. And Eagle Eye viewers will notice there's a lovely little square.
I did wonder why there was a patch of grass in the restaurant.
Still shows you the direction that the guests will want to queue up to purchase and take away their food. So I plonk that down. I've said plonk twice now. I'm not going to say it a third time.
Would you like some wine? Is that what it is?
Whilst he's dealing with the kitchens are grid-based as well, so you have the ability to use them as a starting point to use the walls and the floors and whatever to build from nice and easily if you want to.
If you want to, you can obviously free place around it as always. Then I have to connect some tables, and as I said, I've got the blueprint, which when you place it, everything will be connected, but I've disconnected it so that I can show you how you then connect them up. So it's very easy. You just click on connect tables, select them all, confirm, and now they're all connected. And you can see all the booths and tables that I've already connected there. I can disconnect anything if I want to. This reserves those tables exclusively for people purchasing food at the restaurants.
Right.
Just like in real life. You're not allowed to rock up to Nando's and eat your cheese and pickle sandwich.
Only food purchased
on the premises
can be used in the tables.
So you link it up. No one else can use those tables, but you can use these tables in the other parts of your park if you want to, as a sort of standard booth.
So if you have an open plaza of path and you want to use the new dining booth or the new dining table they've added as part of the restaurants as just things for your guests to use, they will be able to use that.
And there's another way to place and connect tables. I've got another option here, which is adding tables. What happens here is I go straight to the browser, filter down to the tables that work with the restaurants, and then if I place them through this, they'll automatically be connected to that kitchen. So I don't have to go back and reconnect.
Makes sense.
So we're trying to cater for both routes, which is you're building it up from fresh and you're placing tables down, connect them up automatically, or you're placing it and you've already got tables that you want to then add into it. You can also do that. So
cool.
Both ways.
Nice.
These have the ability to change colour as well. We always like this nice blue pink aesthetic that the tables have got, but you've got the ability to change the colours.
And a little bit more capacity then to the restaurant.
So now I have 11 of 11 tables, not 9, because I've just added them in and I didn't connect them up. That was just all done automatically. And then guests will come in. Once I've opened this up, a vendor turns up, they're able to serve the guests, and the guests navigate over to the tables. So we've based it on Planet Zoo, but it's a few enhancements from Planet Zoo. They used to go and then sort of snap to the table. Here, they actually freely navigate, so you can start to build ever more creative and ever more interesting restaurants.
So you get a nice visual of people grabbing their food on a tray, and off they mill to the table in a nice example.
Which we have.
I was going to say that is a wonderful segue.
As always, with the blue Peterness, I have here in a park that was not built by me. It was built by the wonderful Rich Hudson. I'm not going to take any work from that. We have our Western themed area of this park. We have our steakhouse here, which has been turned into a restaurant. So we have our tables.
The piano, of course, there's a piano.
Some pianos, and we've come at the wrong time. We've come outside the lunch rush. No one's actually using it, but if they would,
I think it's a bit
over here by the kitchen, and then they'll traverse over.
But this is quite. But it gives you an idea, though, of like just how you can take this concept and then absolutely swap it around to
Exactly.
where you want to be.
Yeah.
But I think producer Adam's actually what he's doing now is he's putting on some footage that Rich captured earlier on for us there. So here we have the wonderful Chief Beef. Ushering in some very hungry patrons to the bar. But again, as you said, the one we were just showing on the screen there, obviously we are showing development build, so we are expecting it not to be perfect.
So the great thing about restaurants in Planet Coaster, because we're combining it with the path system, you can now build those multi-floor restaurants, have your counter at the bottom, and then use the path systems to create your second tier, put your tables on there, and your guests will walk up your paths onto your tables.
Yeah. And again, honestly, I love all this stuff, and I love how creative our community are going to be. So I can't wait to see what restaurants hit the workshop. Because, and this is the other thing I love about Planet Coaster, and in fact, a lot of our Planet series. But it's just that I'm not the greatest at creating something, but I know what I want, and I'll just type it in and go to the workshop. And I'm like, right, I need this. I need a Western themed restaurant. Bam, there's one. Stick it in my park, and then I'm happy. Yeah. So cool.
Real nice.
Really there's new food items, and they'll cater to your guests and make sure you've got the right extras on the concessions. Make sure they're appealing to different guest tolerances as well. So there's an extra management aspect in the food that they're selling to your guests.
Yeah. So it's not just making it look pretty, although it is important. I like things that look pretty. All right. I think we should move on from this part now because there's something we weren't sure we were going to talk about today, but we are going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it. Yeah. Yeah.
We've got a pool here. What are we going to do with it?
We are going to change the colour of the water in the pool.
Colour of the water.
So we're adding in update 4 the ability for you to use a colour picker and change the colour of your swimming pools. So as Adam's going to here,
change it.
We've added 2 sliders to support that as well. One of them is labelled here as water clarity, but as Adam and I were talking about, this is in development today. We were talking about how that should be described. Is that clear enough? Is that a term? So water clarity is describing how clear the water is.
Yeah.
And if water is 100% clear and you change the colour, you can't see it because it's always clear. So it's there to allow you to have that fidelity of how unclear you want your water to be. So you can see the colour that you're changing. We've also adding the ability for you to adjust the brightness of the lighting around the edging of the pools. We saw some great feedback of people wanting that as an ability, and we thought whilst we're adding this ability to change the colour of the water, we'll add that as well.
Cool. And just
I made that sound really easy then. Like, whilst we're in there, we'll just add that.
Just to address it, I saw this comment fly past there saying about very synchronised. I just want to point out again, all that footage you just saw about the restaurants is captured from a development build. It's not final at all. So you may have noticed some clippings, some other bits going on there. That is literally because of development build. So that is all just showing an very, very, very early look at some of the restaurant work in Update 4 that you're seeing. And again, we just mentioned it here, we're talking about colouring the water. We will be able to colour the towels, but we can't do it right now.
That's right, As well as changing the colour of the water, you'll be able to change the colour of the tiles that appear at the bottom of your pools. So we're adding that functionality, like the paths. We have certain materials of paths that have the colour options.
The crazy paving path is lovely.
So we're adding that as well to some of the tiles, which is why as Adam's been changing these colours, the colour of the pool might not be exactly what the colour pick is because you're seeing the blue from the tiles.
Yes, it's mixing it.
It's mixing it a bit. So we're adding the ability for you to change that colour as well of the tile so that you can use both of those.
Yeah, so you might be able to get more vibrant colours, etc.
Or any other crazier combinations. It's up to you.
If anyone wants to have a bright red pool for whatever reason.
For whatever reason you want a bright red pool, you can have a bright red pool.
So if you want to keep that clear water but change that blue tiling, you can have that. You'll have that ability as well. That one is still being worked on, is not ready for demoing as much as this one is, but that is something we are aiming for Update 4 as well.
Yeah. But again, thank you very much as well for showing us stuff that's this early in development. I know you guys are hard at work doing it. I know we always get nervous showing stuff like this, but I think a community will appreciate the fact that we're actually saying, hey, look, this is how the cookies, not cookies made. How are the cookies made? How are the sausages made? I don't know which one sounds worse.
Sausages,
wherever you like.
Game.
Yeah, game. I should have said game. I should have said game.
It's all fine.
Right, moving on. Not moving on.
We're not moving on yet, because as
part
of this,
the tiles.
The water shape scenery pieces, which we have seen numerous people use to create fake water. So it's not a swimming pool, but it's not the lake water. It's just a body of water that looks a bit like water, and coasters and blueprints, things like that. We're going to add the ability for you to change the colour of those as well.
Cool.
So it's not always that same blue. If you want to have that extra fidelity of control, and like you can with a lot of the scenery pieces in the game, we're going to add that colour picker as well. So, I can't wait to see people use that in dark rides especially. It's been really great to see that kind of fake water.
And again, things that seem like small changes will make a huge impact. So really, really cool.
It's that thing of like, we give you a tool and it's amazing to see how they take that tool and run with it and just make something incredible. As you can see here with the way Rich has been making this park over the last few months, it's full of amazing things.
So how all the tools come together to support each other. And talking of supports,
What a pathway
I know, right?
onto another feature.
I know.
Incredible.
Coaster supports on paths. Sorry, Rich, but me and Adam have had all day to think about these. So
I was thinking about one on the drive home last night. Ready?
you're welcome.
That's how committed I am.
You're welcome,
to
chat.
this.
That's what we do.
Okay, try and compose myself again. That's right. In update 4, we are adding a new game option to the settings that allows you to turn on coaster supports on paths. So if you would like your coasters to have those supports come down straight onto the path, you can. And then you have, as you already do, the ability to go per track element and go, I don't want these supports.
Yeah.
So that's it, basically. It's a very small thing, but again,
It
will add
a
lot of our players will
highly
like this, and I
requested,
think they'll be
it
very
gives
happy with
that
having that.
more control into you as
how you want to do it.
as players and creators as to that visual of actually I do want supports here. I appreciate what you're trying to do, not putting them on the path, but I actually want them.
Because then you can cut around the paths if you want to more easily, because you can see where you need to cut and all those sorts of things. So it's flexibility.
Very cool. Very cool. So now we're going to move on. So I think in the last update we added in some extra maps, some base maps from the game into Sandbox mode. We're going to continue it on now, right? So this is now adding 3 new maps to Sandbox mode, and we've got some B-roll footage that's rolling in the background. There it is. That'll be the footage. That's that footage I was just talking about.
Yeah, last week in update 3, we added the tutorial and Act 1 Curie templates of the Sandbox versions, and in this update we'll be adding Act 2, the natural evolution in this delivery.
Bonus points if you can name the maps.
So it's 3 maps. They are Building to Bifrost.
Built by Frost.
The Brothers Swim and Farmland Fiasco.
There you go.
There you go. Maximum points.
And I tried not to look at the B-roll to remind me.
Maximum points, but they're all coming out. Again, if you want to have that, if you don't want to spend too much time shaping some of the land, these will come in with some really cool sort of play areas for you to sort of build around and stuff like that. So
it gives a little inspiration of maybe you want to theme it around a farmland or not. You don't have to, but it's a nice way to trigger some more creativity if you want to.
Just utilising that amazing skills of our environment artists and art directors and designers in creating these, as Adam said, the template for you to just be inspired and utilise like something to just kick off some ideas.
Yeah, nice. Right, we've got a couple more things to talk about. Another thing we've been doing on a regular is de-theming some of the coasters, and we've got two more
coming up. We have got the V&N flying coaster, which used to have the manta theming to it. As with the previous deliveries of these de-themed coasters, those scenery pieces have been taken out and are available to be placed wherever you want them as well, on the coaster itself or as a piece in the park. And we have also taken the face off of the Manic Mouse, not as brutal as that. So that's now been de-themed. The mouse face is available as a scenery piece as well.
So in the previous one, we could have had the jet fighter car. Now we can have the Manta Mouse.
Manta Mouse, or the mouse, or the that one.
We go with that.
Yeah, the Manta Mouse.
The Manta Mouse. So there we go. But again, it's great we can now start adding these customizable pieces to any coaster they want, or anywhere around the park if they want to use them.
This one especially, because it's not got the mouse's face on it anymore. You've got that curved surface to put on whatever you want without worrying about its face being in the way.
Yeah, so you haven't got to cover it now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so that's the 2 rides that are coming back that are de-themed.
That's 2 de-themed coasters.
But we also have a returning ride, do we not?
Of course.
This has caused quite a bit of conversation between us all.
It'll be interesting to see how
chat feel about this.
Yeah.
But we're saying this is the Scizzer.
And I say, because I'm a contrarian on this one, I say the Scizzer.
So
Scizzer.
Yeah, I'm saying Scizzer.
I say a hard C. But I can't remember, because I worked on the original Planet Coaster, because I was like, it's the Scizzer. Whether I started as a joke back then and my brain has just forgotten that.
Well,
or whether that's actually what I believe, and I don't know anymore.
Chat will have that. Someone's calling it the Scrambler. I mean, it's definitely Scizzer. No, Scizzer. Oh, see?
He's in my head, this is how it starts.
It's what he does. It's what he does.
It's just
earlier he said the sky. Someone said Scizzer. And I was
that's
going way too left field
too much.
But
this is a wonderful ride to come back.
But
it
is lovely. It's a really nice one.
Built based on that original one from the Planet Coaster, but built with the customization, the creative options that we have in Planet Coaster 2 for you to decorate and theme up.
I think we were having a chat about you can't the Manta Mouse, having a Manta chase a mouse using the spinny cars with the new de-themed pieces. But that's just because I'm a twisted
You can make a bit of cheese on one of them, have a mouse face on the other one, and
why not
have them eternally spinning around chasing each other.
Do what you want. Add some trees, add some fire.
Add trees and fire. Standard. And then you got Adam Woods'
seal of approval. That's a 5-star ride right there.
That's a 9.8.
That's a 9.8. Yeah. cheese, mouse, fire, trees. If
you
you've
go.
got that in, you're
I
laughing.
can see that on the workshop soon.
All right. Well, look, that's a lot of stuff. So I think, have you anything else to say, or are you done?
I just want to, we are aiming for 22nd of April.
Yes, actually, that's a good point. So the 22nd of April, so not that far away. Actually, we're rapidly approaching another month.
Tuesday, April 2nd, 22nd of April.
Yeah. So that's what we're aiming for. So yeah.
I also have just one more thing, and I probably shouldn't do it live on the stream, but I've got a bone to pick with you, because before I came in here, our security guard on the front desk pulled up some CCTV camera images of you.
Me?
Rummaging around on my PC.
Could have been anyone.
Looking at an updated roadmap. So can you tell me what that's about?
Is that where the updated roadmap's gone? Have you got it?
I've got it. Adam, can you put the new updated roadmap on, please?
Unbelievable. Pickpocketing.
Outrageous.
That
hang on a minute. There's some new stuff on here. What's this?
That's right. It's another really painful
Pun.
bit between myself and Adam.
I think the only fact that I couldn't say CCTV was the only painful bit there.
So yes, pun and bit aside, we are updating the roadmap to show that we have, as part of update 5 in May, our big feature will be security guards. It's about guest disruption. So your guests will vandalize parts of your park. And they will also, some of the guests, if they are unhappy, become pickpockets, and they will go around your park stealing things from your other guests. You'll need to then hire in a new staff type, the security guard, and you can be able to put down things like CCTV, easy for me to say,
Catch
to help
these pickpockets.
Help catch them. So we've been working on that as part of delivery for update 5. So big feature, big addition to Planet Coaster 2 of having your guests have that kind of impact on your park.
And of course, we continue on with the stuff like this. Someone's already called out. What's a trident? It's a
That's right. And slightly earlier than we've done previously, we're going to confirm that the returning ride for update 5 will be the trident, or the trident, or the trid.
Oh, don't start this. I can't be dealing with this. It's definitely a trident. People may notice as well, we sort of straddled workshop sort of changes and tweaks at the bottom there. We're still working that. We know there's a lot of feedback coming in, and as always, like we're sort of going to keep you along with the journey here. So we are still iterating on some ideas, and that's why it's straddled sort of update 4 and 5. So we're really pushing it into
natural things of making games where you have an aim. If we want to have this ready by this point, but with the workshop editions, it's just a bit more because it's server based. We have cross platforms, a bit more complicated.
Yeah,
we just want to make sure that's in an update when it's ready. So it might be an update 4, might be an update 5. But when it's ready,
we'll get it in there.
We'll let you guys know.
Well, that's great.
I think there's one more thing about 5.
So update 3. Obviously, the Western theme.
Yes.
Amazing. And
we get asked about themes, by the way.
There's no theme part of update 4, but I'm going to confirm that as part of update 5 and onwards, we are laser focused on a new theme. As part
laser
of
focused.
It's not science fiction anymore. It's becoming fact.
We are trying to make it a reality, as Adam says. It's not
right.
So I'm just going to leave that there, and we'll be back.
We'll
inevitably be back.
You will be back.
With
kicking and screaming now. We'll be back. But yes, keep your eyes laser focused on update 5 and beyond for news on returning themes to Planet Coaster 2. Guys, as always, look, it's an absolute pleasure to have you come onto the show. Puns and everything. It's
getting better,
even if it tortures you, Rich, it makes me and Adam very happy.
It makes me incredibly happy.
And
I'm already happy, so it's pretty.
The fact that you're happy makes
strong.
me happy, so I'm fine.